My wife got furious when I sang to her at our own wedding. So picture this. It's our wedding day. She's glowing. The music's playing, and everyone's laughing. I'm the happiest I've ever been. My wife planned every single detail, down to the type of napkins. I just nodded and went along with it because it was her dream day. But there was one thing I wanted to do. Just one. During the reception, I slipped over to the band and said, "Hey, can you play Te Amaré by Miguel Bosé?" The guy smiled and nodded. I grabbed the mic. When the first notes hit, I looked at her, my brand new wife, and started singing. Her eyes went wide. The whole room got quiet. That song, it wasn't random. It was our song. From our very first date, a tiny, awful Mexican restaurant with plastic chairs and burnt rice. The place was terrible, but we'd laughed all night. That song played in the background, and from that day on, it was ours. As I sang, people started smiling. My mom was crying. Her mom was crying. Even the old folks who didn't understand Spanish were swaying along. The whole room was glowing, and when I finished, everyone clapped. The band kicked back in, people cheered, and I went up to her, expecting, I don't know, a smile, a kiss, something. But her face, she looked furious. I leaned in and whispered, "Hey, are you okay?" She forced this tight smile, said through her teeth, "Why would you do that?" I froze. "What do you mean?" She said, "Why would you sing? You just made it about you. I told you I didn't want any surprises, and you had to go and pull some macho Mexican spotlight move in front of everyone." I blinked. It was our song. She said, "Yeah, but you don't speak for both of us. You just made me look like a side character at my own wedding." And I swear, my chest dropped. I just stood there, still holding the mic, while her friend stared at me like I'd crashed her car. Meanwhile, her mom comes over, wiping tears, hugs me and says, "That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." The band's grinning, my cousins are cheering, and she's just glaring at me like I ruined the night. I tried again later when we were cutting the cake. "Babe, I didn't mean to upset you. I just wanted to do something special for you." She said, "If you wanted to do something for me, you'd have followed the plan." And then, loud enough for the people nearby to hear, she added, "You can't just pull a telenovela moment and make it all about your culture. It's our wedding, not a Mexican movie." I swear, the whole table went silent. Her uncle awkwardly coughed. My dad looked at me like he wanted to throw the cake in her face, but I kept calm. I just nodded and said, "Got it." Later that night, when everyone was dancing, she went off with her bridesmaids. I sat with my mom and Meal, both still emotional. Her mom leaned over and said, "Ignore her, mijo. That was love. She'll understand later." But she didn't. When we got to the hotel, she said, "You embarrassed me in front of everyone. You know what people are going to say? That my husband couldn't even let me have one day." I said, "Your day? You mean our wedding?" She crossed her arms. "You made it into a performance. You used our moment to show off your heritage." And that's when I snapped. "You think I sang that song because I wanted to show off? I sang it because that's our story. Because that song means something to us. Not because it's Spanish. Not because it's mine. Because it's ours." She rolled her eyes, turned away, said, "You just don't get it." So I walked over, grabbed the ring box from the nightstand, and pulled out the small folded note inside, the one I'd kept since that first date. It was the receipt from that crappy restaurant with Te Amaré scribbled on the back. I put it in her hand. "That's where it started," I said. "You can throw it away if you want." She stared at it, didn't say a word. I turned, walked to the balcony, and just stood there, looking out at the city lights. The sound of the party still faint in the distance. The echo of that song stuck in my head. Behind me I heard the paper crumple, then silence. That's when I realized the song wasn't the only thing she didn't understand, and that's how my wedding night ended.